Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 105 of the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. We are here with you live. It's Friday, or whatever day you're listening to this and or watching this. We would like to remind you that you're able to chat with us live if you have fingers or one of those tubes you blow into as part of your elaborate chair setup. And we do welcome...
That's talent. That's talent right there.
We do welcome all of you who ramped your way into our podcast today. Let's see. Just a few things. This is the Sensible Sociopath Podcast, where the cobs are corny and the toads are horny. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Pretty good. Generally.
Nailed it.
Feels pretty good. That one might stick.
Nice.
So, our guest today, the illustrious Superfan Dan. He's our third leg to this tripod of a podcast. Tripodcast.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not the one in the middle.
Well, you're dangly. He's swanging. And then we have a new nickname, Primetime Romerica Rifkin.
Primetime Romerica Rifkin.
I thought it was a congratulatory new nickname.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you very much.
I like that. Primetime.
In the clutch.
Whew, yeah.
Yeah. And we will talk about that in just a moment. Let's see. So smash that like button. Shoot that share-o at all your friends and family.
Move closer to your mic.
Yeah, I'm not hearing myself as well as I could. Roma, crank that mic up. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on here?
You can't get closer to the mic?
I mean, I can. I can get all the way into it. Are we out of gain?
No.
Roma, throw some fucking gain on it.
Well, now it's getting hot. It's getting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what are you gonna do? I think we're still good because as long as the level's good.
He's on the level.
Yes. So Roma, I thought we would start out probably with you guys having a little drink.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a position offer for a educational program that I.
See, I was hoping you'd just say program, and then I'd go Alcoholics Anonymous.
Well,
I already had a joke on board, Roma.
It's considered educational.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had applied to this program and I got accepted today.
Yes, a very, very cool thing in life.
Thank you.
Yay!
I'm very excited about it.
Congrats, Roma. Now you can kill all the brain cells you used to get into that program.
So I brought some specialty bourbon here.
Ooh, what type is it?
It's E.H. Taylor, made by Buffalo Trace. It is a bottled and bond. So bottled in bond the government created laws, and when was it, Dan? Like the 20s,
1300s, probably.
1920s, maybe. Where basically what was happening prior to that is people were making
babies.
I mean, I think they were making babies at that time, but specifically
generally.
they were making fake bourbon and putting things in it like battery acid, tobacco spit to color it, like all kinds of.
Yeah, no, they were
terrible,
bad.
terrible things. And so they created these laws, and if it was bottled in bond, it meant that it had to follow these stipulations.
You know, it's just like back in the day when you had like really good McDonald's French fries. You can't get that flavor back. You can't reproduce it with modern dentistry, at least.
I knew that's exactly where you're going to go with it. I'm like, he's going to talk about fries. He's so going to talk about McDonald's fries. Tell us about the fries, Steve.
I need some gum to tobacco that's been in the sockets of missing teeth. That's what I need in my bourbon.
Yeah, quality.
You know, some people say I would use a time machine to go back and, you know, kill Hitler or molest myself as a child. But, you know, because those people turn out successful. Have you ever seen that choreographer that Michael Jackson did? What's his name?
I don't know.
that the kid that was he's like the most famous choreographer, but he's been very successful. I think he worked with probably Britney Spears.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Anyways, back to bourbon. So earlier, so people call it E.H. Taylor, and I was looking at it and I said, "What's
Taylor.
call on L?" And they said it's Colonel, and I said, "Well, where's the R?"
Roma spelled it out. She's all COLNE.
It's COLONEL.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's Colonel.
But where's the R?
That is the best question, because the only thing that I can think of is that the pronunciation of the word is incorrect. And it is actually supposed to be pronounced Connell.
Connell? Oh, that's probably true. Maybe it's a German word. Maybe it was a K before. Well, and
No
if you think
case.
about it, what about corn cobs? This is the cob of our cobs are corny on this show. So I feel like
it is a kernel. I see.
we should have many corn-based jokes on our show, as many as possible.
So here's the big reveal.
Ooh.
Fancy.
See, that's the perfect amount of tobacco spit.
But not enough battery acid.
Yeah. Und ja.
Oh, yeah.
It looks very nice. I like how there's it's wearing a thong on its lid.
It's got the strap that goes through both sides.
That's right. And then you just pluck that to the side like a banjo string.
And just pops
Spit
the
in
cork.
it. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say spit in it.
Just spit right in that hole.
Yes. Jeez, Dad.
So this is considered a rare whiskey, and it's sought after by many. And so I procured a bottle, and I decided that today was a special enough day to crack it open. So Dan,
Agreed.
So you've been holding on to this?
yes, I've been holding on to this,
Awesome.
and I just needed a good excuse to drink it, and this felt
Absolutely.
like it.
And we will now do the ceremonial passing of the bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that it's in life you've got to really pick those occasions, because there are a lot of great occasions in life, but there's not that many.
Well, so I had a bottle of Blanton's, which is also a rare whiskey bourbon, also made by Buffalo Trace.
We even popped a little.
And I saved it for Dan's reception.
Yes, which was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So,
good.
Dan, you do the honors?
He's pouring over some ice balls.
This is beautiful.
Connell E.H.
Some of that water out of there.
Yes, ma'am.
See, Roma, you were just going to skip. So just so everyone knows, it says Colonel E.H. Taylor. It's all one thing. Roma's all, it's E.H. Taylor.
Well, people call it E.H. Taylor, though. Yeah, they do.
Well, perhaps if they threw in the Colonel,
It might get stuck in the teeth.
that's true.
You got to fish it out.
You don't want a husk in there.
No, not at all. Oh, listen to that ASMR.
Okay, don't get me drunk.
No.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Roma's driving this podcast. That is a good sound.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
So.
I do like the, and okay, Dan, I was looking at your face.
Well, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Cheers, y'all.
Congratulations.
To the Colonel. Roma. To Colonel Romerica Rifkin.
Thank you. Very smooth.
Better than the Blantons?
I think so. I actually had some Blantons earlier today because I decided to celebrate by myself, and I actually think I do like this better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is delightful.
So, can you hand me that bottle? So, the things that I really like about it are the minor details. So, I like that it's got a kind of a fluted neck here.
Mm-hmm. It looks very old-fashioned.
It's the bottle that I would think that would be in the bar at Tombstone.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
And when I was looking at Dan's face, he's got a predator's eyes.
Like the movie, or
yeah.
Okay.
No. Like you remember in Tombstone when the lady was getting off the carriage, and then the fruity guy was like, yes, both he has the look of both predator and prey.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. They were looking at Wyatt Earp's eyes, but it was
Yes, his eyes are closed or sharp like a hawk, closed by the sun,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
And your yes, you're.
He looks perpetually stoned.
You do have a Doc Holliday-esque quality to you. I'm kind of squinty too, and I think it's my, 1/3 Down syndrome that I have. Just a little squinty, but I like Clint Eastwood, and so he's always been a hell of a squinter. He squints with the best of them.
Oh, he's the master of squinting.
Mm-hmm. Him and Charles Bronson.
Now, would you say that someone who constantly tries to compete would have to be Steven Seagal?
Compete in...
I feel he's always squinting.
Yeah, I would say so.
Without it being a natural thing.
I think because did you know that he was an Aikido champion and he went to Japan and
He's actually a keto champion?
Aikido.
Aikido.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he was just really good at eating meat.
Yes, keto. Yeah.
He was a keto champion before anyone else.
And so he went there, and actually, I guess he had the first school in Japan because the Japanese don't like people coming into their culture, so they will like.
Which is funny because they imitate America's culture all the time.
In ways, but in other ways, they're very traditional. I mean, they're very different people than us. It's all honor and I don't know. It's weird sexual habits, but being very also very
modest or
yeah.
It's a freak in the sheets and a gentleman on the streets is more or less what it is.
Yeah,
with the Japanese,
and then they eat all kinds of weird shit.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, rice.
Yeah,
what the hell's up with that?
Exactly, it looks like a bunch of
seeds out of the water in the ground. I mean, come on,
bunch of maggots.
Well, and you always have the Japanese girl eating the big tentacle-y things. I swear it's some kind
and
of
getting impregnated by them.
Yeah, but I swear it's some type of fetish thing.
Oh yeah,
watching these tiny Asian girls eat giant tentacles and what are those gooey duct things and that look like dicks and gross.
Yeah, all their food looks like penises. We can't eat sushi rolls like this, guys. Can we at least cut them up?
Yeah, let's just circumcise it right there.
Looks like big Godzilla dicks all over the place. Just all in my lunchbox.
Just all up in the box,
right, man. Up all in my bento box. Anyways, you look like a predator.
Oh, all right. Well, that's positive.
I'll just be your secret lover.
Ugh.
I'll make it feel really good for you.
There you go.
That kind of predator.
Thanks,
but
Steve.
I was thinking Val Kilmer, but it could be a Wyatt Earp, Russell Crowe, Kurt Russell.
Sarah says, my favorite thing is to ask Dan to open his eyes as wide as he can.
Dan?
Go ahead, do it.
Your eyebrows just went up.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the joke.
Yeah. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me here?
Well,
are you trying to be wide-eyed right now, Dan? No, I'm not. I'm pretending.
But I think squinty eyes can be attractive. Sometimes the big eyes are attractive in certain ways, the Asian anime character looking type of look, gamer girl sort of thing. But I don't know, for some reason I think squinty eyes are pretty nice. Mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely getting some maybe caramel or butterscotch off of this.
That would be all the butterscotch that removed that man's teeth who spit in there. It's they call him Cookie. He was a cook. The wagon train.
So Dan, how was your 4th of July?
My 4th of July was pretty good.
Yeah.
Spent it out on the lake.
Nice.
Got some sun. Of course, turned red for a minute, and then it just went to tan.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
Literally, we went fishing one time. It was Memorial Day weekend, wasn't it?
Yep.
And he was out in the sun all day. You come back, he's beet red. Next day, tan, just a dark tan. You would think he was like Italian or something.
Nope, not even a little bit.
What is it?
It
Portuguese? You've got that look.
It's the real secret of the Germans.
Oh, really?
No.
All right. Yeah, they weren't great at tanning. That's why they went that whole one direction, if you know what I mean.
The boy band.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That is exactly correct. Yeah, did you fire off? You got all your fingers? Fire off any fireworks?
I mean, I was somewhat successful.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still good though.
Yeah.
I saw a guy. I was gonna bring it to the show, but it was a little too violent.
Okay.
A guy blowing up fireworks in his mouth. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Too violent for you?
No. Plenty fine for me.
For
it's
YouTube.
Just, we're thinking for YouTube. So actually, we've got a kind of a plan for a way I can bring a tasteful amount of violence into the show.
Okay, that's not like the guy who was trying to weld on the propane tank.
Along those lines.
Which one was that?
Well, he was trying to weld on the propane tank.
It was they were by a diesel truck, weren't they, or something?
Oh yeah. No, that was awesome because like nobody really got hurt. They just like were running around in their sweatpants, shirtless welding. So that's bloody fine. But yeah, I want to up the ante a little bit, because I feel like you got to bring things into the podcast that are your wheelhouse. That's the things that make you happy, that you know the most about, that you can really share and enrich the world, and that's what this is for. So I have like tons of videos of like people getting their genitals bit by insects. Let's see, just random electrocutions, all sorts of fun stuff. People blowing up tires to like, I don't know, 300 PSI and then they explode in their face, just like truck tires.
Oh, that reminds me.
So it blows all the stuffing out of their jacket,
That reminds me of one of the first episodes when you were talking with Brian about meeting Steve-O.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole experience.
Yeah. Do you want me to recap that story real quick?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember it.
Please do.
Yeah. So back in the day, there was a show called Jackass, and it was quite the big deal. There was Bam Margera and Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O were pretty much the three like top dudes.
Now, was that before Ryan Dunn or?
So they come into town, and one of my friends gets me a ticket for my birthday because it just so happened to be my birthday that week, and so I'm just getting hammered. And I had snuck booze in. I think I had 2 flasks on me, and then also bought drinks. So it didn't, so I don't know. I guess to make it look like I was drinking there, even though it doesn't really make sense. So
what are they gonna do? Frisk you?
Kind of, I mean, they can't frisk everybody, and it's a show that's based upon people drinking and kicking each other in the balls. So. So at the end of the show, I had this habit that I would infiltrate backstage in different shows and things if I wanted to meet the people. And I was sort of a criminal type, criminally thinking. And so what I would do is try to confidence my way into interesting situations where I would pretend like I was someone that was supposed to be somewhere when I literally was not and had no idea what I was doing.
Okay.
So here I am, 21 years old, 22 years old, very early on, hammered. When the show ends, there's a big plastic table, and all these people started lining up to get backstage to meet, to hopefully meet Steve-O, and one of the people being Ryan Dunn. And so they had like done some crazy stuff. Steve-O used to be a clown. He went to clown school, and like he can like balance ladders on him and like balance knives on his face, like juggles really well. Just a real good performer. Like, and he started out by doing like backflips and blowing fire at the same time.
Oh,
like
wow.
At college parties and stuff. That's kind of, he was just always a performer doing.
Did he like, learn from Rammstein or something? Because I know they do a lot of fire blowing on
I don't know.
stage.
I think he just wanted to be as entertaining as possible. And, I guess if you're just a regular dude, you punish yourself and got to go kind of extreme.
If you can take it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they had a cobra, and they were doing the Cobra thing. It wasn't Manny. It wasn't their main dude, but it was the guy underneath Manny. I can't remember what his name was. He was some a Hispanic feller. So when everyone is lining up at this like big plastic at this little plastic table, there was an Asian, a very physically buff Asian that was standing in front of kind of between the table and the backstage area.
Okay.
So I just basically stood next to him and I said, and just kind of stood there and just kind of mimicked him. And so I'm just this drunk 21-year-old just standing there next to him. Not particularly buff. Not
particularly Asian.
No. But I was trying to fake as much as I could. I was pretty squinty. He's like, "Hey, sweet squint." I was like, "Yeah, you too, bro." But he looks over at me and I go, "Oh, I'm with Steve-O." That's it. That's all I said. Or I might have said I'm with Steve-O security or something like that. That's it. He didn't ask me anything, nothing like that. So then the second that I noticed something changed, and I'm just drinking, and or I wasn't drinking at that time, but I went back and I just snuck my way in the green room door. So basically, because I'd done it before, so I knew the back setup of the stage area and everything.
Okay.
So I just kind of booked it back there, and so I slipped in the door and just pressed myself against the back of against the back wall.
That's not creepy.
Well, yeah, and they're all just kind of in there, and they just all kind of look over at me, and I'm just like standing there. They're like, "You have to leave," because there was only like 6 of them in there. One of them being Steve-O, the other being Ryan Dunn, the other being the animal guy, and like 2 other guys. And they're like, "You got to leave. We have a cobra in here," Yeah, all right, fine. So I just walked outside and I just kind of stood outside there, and then they opened the door, the backstage door, and they're like, and Steve-O had been like cutting his tongue with razor blades and like eating light bulbs and I'm sure snorting cocaine and
Oh, I imagine so.
So yeah, he opens the door and like it's me and like some other guys standing there, and he's like, "Where's all the chicks?" That's it. That's like all he said was like, "Where's all the chicks, dude?" With his shitty voice. So
he sounds like he'd been eating glass light bulbs.
Yes, and doing cocaine.
Yeah, and doing cocaine.
So I ended up, I had his DVD on me, so I had him sign the DVD and a poster, and then I believe the poster came inside the DVD, and I don't know whatever happened to that. It was the DVD, if any of you are film buffs out there that like the classics, it was the one where he switched seats with someone while they were driving in the car so he could poop into a plastic bag. And I believe he called it the old switcheroo. So if you remember that one.
I don't know if I saw that one, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I think it was nominated. Yeah. So I really wanted Ryan Dunn because I liked Ryan Dunn. And so I wanted to get his autograph. So he came out, and at this point, I'd been playing with video cameras a lot for a long time because I was really creepy. And
well, backing yourself against the walls, standing up next to Asians, crossing your arms, looking squinty.
Well, this
makes sense.
This was before camera phones were any good or anything. So I would like run up with like a high-8 camera behind a cat, just basically getting a shot of its butthole. But it was like a trail camera because it would trail the cat as it like made its way through, and so I don't know, I would just make these videos of following cats running through places and stuff. I don't know. So Ryan Dunn comes out, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I make videos. Boy, it'd be great to, I don't know, have you do something or be a part of something or something like that." And he's like, "Oh man, no, sorry. First of all, he's like, oh man, sorry, I got to go smoke." And I was like, because that was right when I got kicked out of that room. And he's like, "I got to go smoke." So I was like, fuck, he's not going to come back, because I just assumed he wouldn't.
Right.
And like 5 or 10 minutes later, before Steve-O came out and said, "Where's all the chicks?" Ryan Dunn comes back and he talks to me for like 5 minutes about just whatever, and ended up, getting his autograph, and then, empty promises of him, he's like, oh, just email this email address or whatever, and I'll, something, help with your projects or whatever it was.
He just didn't get back to you in time.
Well, he killed himself because of it, I think, because of the shame.
Did he kill himself?
Sort of. He was driving a Porsche.
Okay.
A V10 Porsche, and obliterated.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Him and their buddy Bam Margera has not been doing good since.
Nah, because he had his own show, just like Ryan and Steve-O had their Wild Boys, and just got a little too wild.
Bring your mic closer.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Not you.
Yeah, she's talking to me. So I think that Anyways, it was a great time. Steve-O was not my favorite, but Ryan Dunn was really great, and of course he's dead. So
long live the Dunn.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm not taking it as badly as Bam though.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, you were saying you had some stories from this weekend.
From this weekend?
Well, previous weekend?
Oh, yes. No, it was the 4th of July weekend. I had actually, speaking of callbacks, I believe that you, sir, had told the show once upon a time that this did not exist where we were at that point in time. So I found, like, you weren't able to find those. You were able to find them East Coast, but on the other parts of the world, they were very difficult to find.
Now, for all of you that you can't see, these are the Charms Blue Raz Blow Pops, which are what fueled my my childhood, basically.
Did you want your two, Miss Romerica?
Yeah.
I did get you two as well.
See, I would cut the stick off these, put them in the freezer, and then use those in my whiskey. But I'm classy like that.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. And also, I found something else. It is Bean Boozled Jelly Beans. The
All right.
Fiery 5 Challenge. Warning, extremely hot. It's from Jelly Belly.
Oh.
We have habanero, Carolina Reaper, jalapeno, sriracha, and cayenne. I found these while in my travels, and I could not help it.
And it has its own spinny wheel.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Okay.
How hot can you handle? Challenge your friends or foes and spin the wheel to determine your fate with Bean Boozled Fiery 5. 5 progressively hot jelly beans range from smoldering sriracha to scorching Carolina Reaper. Can you handle the heat?
Yeah, I'm wondering if do you want to come on when Christian comes and we can all do this? I think that'd be a good one.
Missed out on Nitro Bear.
Yeah.
And I was willing to do Nitro Bear. But
I might be willing to do it again, but boy.
And of course, I also thought of Lil Sleepy
when
it came to this. So
got a little sleepy, a little squinty. No, that's awesome.
And big time Romerica.
Yeah, prime time.
Prime time.
No, that's awesome. And I certainly hope it's not a cop out from Jelly Belly, because obviously you know corporate jelly beans. They're just not willing to take the risks that, Nitro Bears are. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Carolina Reapers are supposed to be pretty damn high on the Scoville scale. I think they're in the 2 million range. The Nitro Bear was 9 million, I believe.
Yeah, I remember. And I remember you saying you'd be willing to do anything for this podcast. And
all right, fine, I'll keister it.
As a super fan, I cannot help myself.
All right.
That I said I'd be willing, and I found something.
You know, I'd be interested if someone could bring a challenge that I wouldn't do. I ate stinky tofu.
Oh.
It couldn't get much worse than that. Yeah. Yeah.
I was told afterwards you're supposed to cook it.
Well, Roma, no one told me that. Oh, she left that part out. Which is why I'm still mad at her. Yeah, I was like, this is going to break up our marriage. That hasn't happened. Oshi.
Oh. Oshi.
Yeah. She said I had nice eyes. What?
The power squint.
That's right. Yeah, so Roma, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very happy that you finally decided to do something. Because this podcasting thing is, I mean, it's all money and it's all sex and it's all glamour.
No drugs. That's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, just antacids and Cialis.
Oh, fair. Fair.
What's the Blue Chew? Yeah, just dick pills. And but they usually sponsor the show, so it's the kind of drugs we older gentlemen do.
So I see you chopping up lines over there. What are you doing? Blue Chew.
Exactly.
Gonna have a wild night.
I'm gonna boofoo it. Or boof it. Yeah, I think it's boofing. Is that boofing?
I have no
I'll
idea.
just read the back of this. Warning, do not boof. do not boof above sriracha.
Challenge accepted.
For realsies.
Oh, crap.
Yes, crap indeed. So,
Wait a minute. Dan, I thought you said you had stories from this weekend.
I'm trying to.
do you guys want to hear a story?
Yeah, of course.
There's a Roma, I know you're a big fan of punk rock music and things, right?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all kinds of music.
So, have you ever heard of Donny the Punk?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, this is a guy that I wanted to bring up, for some time now. So, Donny the Punk was this is an article by it's like an alternative
Do you want me to
magazine.
bring this up on the screen?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. It's by an alternative magazine. It's called The Punk Who Wouldn't Shut Up. And it says, Donny the Punk wasn't the first guy to get fucked in jail. He was merely the most articulate. Or at least
like
the more...
literally fucked?
Well, let's see.
Okay.
So, I found this online because I heard about him, and so I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of I'm just gonna kind of skip through it to where he actually is the one talking. So if you go to page 2, to the bottom left-hand side in bold, so all of his stuff is in bold, and you can hit that plus sign up at the top to increase the size of it. Yeah, so bottom left, 3 guys were already in the cell. About 5 followed after me, including baseball. They told me to pull my pants down, and I said, hell no. So they picked me up and started banging my head against the bunk's steel framework. And so this is like in the 70s when this guy is like writing this. They did this several times. Then they threw me down onto the toilet seat. So I'm sitting there, and baseball swings his dick in front of my mouth and tells me to suck it. I refused. They told me there was no place in prison where he couldn't get to me, and I knew this to be true. They said that they'd kill me if I snitched on them, and baseball's hitting me on the head, left and right. It hurt so much, there was no escape, and finally I took his dick in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Figuring it would stop the pain. His partner was next. I think it was the third guy who wanted to fuck my ass, and still and I still wouldn't take my pants off. So they ripped them off and hauled me over to the bottom bunk and stretched me out on the bottom bunk on my stomach and put a pillow over my head so that I couldn't make any noise. Dan, comment?
No.
Okay. Let's see. They greased up his ass. Blah blah blah.
Wow.
So when the third guy went up his ass, or my ass, and the rest of them got head, there was a lot of variation in the reactions. Some guys were really rough, and they'd make racial comments. For example, your ass belongs to the black man. Don't you ever forget it? Stuff like that, you know? Other guys would be just the opposite. They'd be calling me their girlfriend's name, especially if they were fucking me and they'd like lick the back of my neck and lick my earlobes, which is, I guess, what they do with girls.
So wait, where did you find this?
You know, just on the internet. So this is from a magazine that would do very provocative, like, I think they would interview kind of like people like, who was the guy back in the day, the porn guy in the wheelchair? Larry.
There was a porn guy in the wheelchair?
Larry Flint?
Bird.
Larry Flint?
Larry Flint?
Yeah.
In like Flint. Yeah.
Yes.
The legendary Larry Flint.
Yeah. He was Penthouse or Hustler, I believe.
It was Penthouse, I think.
Yeah. But this guy, basically, I read through the whole thing because it is really fascinating. Because what happened is this guy, okay, so here's how I found it. There's something called it's the Stop Prison Rape or Stop Rape in Prison, SRP, something like that, .org.
Okay.
And so this guy, Donny the Punk, that's not his actual name. He has another
Really?
God-given name, his Christian name.
From what I've heard from people who've been in jail, don't get punked. I'm surprised that Punk wasn't his last name.
And that's actually kind of the interesting part, is that he empowered people to use the moniker of punk. So he was kind of the start to it all. So what happened is he went into prison and got raped. Like, they said like in total, like 40, 50 something times, because he went to prison several times or by like 50 different guys or something. So like over and over again and stuff, to the point where basically he became like a submissive, or he was a submissive, I guess. I mean, you don't really, I don't know.
At that point,
Well, it seems like he didn't have much of a choice, and then after a while, it's probably easier just to give in.
You don't think he could talk it out with baseball? You don't think baseball was a reasonable guy?
Somebody was pitching and somebody was catching, and by the sounds of it, baseball had the bat.
I think he was bunting. No, actually, I think his name was Baseball because his penis looked like a bat.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's in
Ouch.
there somewhere. But he basically became, he was gifted at writing, I guess, and wrote about his experience in prison. And, I guess nobody talked about it. And I think in our culture, the common, trope of being raped in prison, which is in almost every prison movie, Shawshank Redemption, even the classier prison movies. Ernest Goes to Prison, rape in all of them. But I think he's the one that actually created that in the American, culture. Yeah. Or at least brought it to the forefront. Because I always think about that, because there's all these things that we take for granted that are just part of our culture.
Yeah.
But somebody had to bring them.
Yeah.
And so, interesting end to this story. He got AIDS at some point during his in and out of prison. Sometime, I think,
You
during
would
the 80s.
think that he'd try to avoid getting back into prison, especially with.
Well, what he said, and I believe he even won like lawsuits and stuff because, obviously, I guess he wasn't well protected.
Just out of sheepskin, huh?
Well, I don't think they care much. But they, wait, were you talking about for diplomas?
Sheepskin?
Yeah, that's what they're made out of.
Diplomas?
Mhm.
Oh, I was talking about condoms.
Never mind. Two different things. Thought we were talking about Roma's congratulations. So,
Woo.
so he ended up getting HIV and then becoming an activist for people in prison to be raped less
Oh, that's sweet.
than they should. Yeah.
At least less than him, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you know, or whatever measuring stick you want to use. If 43 is too many for you, Dan. Jeez. How long are you in there? What are we talking here? How lonely is it? But, and especially all the guys getting together all at the same time, you know? Because it's like, I don't want to hang out with anybody, you know? It's like, just, I'll just, maybe that's why. It's just because I'm more of an introvert. Why I'm not involved in many gang activities.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they call them clubs now.
For better or worse, of course.
Yeah.
Kat says, Jesus, I left to get a drink and came back to this. Sarah said that escalated.
What? I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew where the term punk came from. So they could appreciate it. When you're listening to your Blink 182.
That's where it came from.
Exactly.
Okay.
When you're listening
So why
to
do
Blink
they call
182
it
with
punk music.
what? I think it's pretty clear. It's got to do with baseball. But I really feel like this. Everyone should read this article. We can put the link to the PDF in the description of the episode.
I mean, I feel like you kind of
They gotta
encapsulate it.
Yeah.
Well,
It is literally 6 pages of that the whole time, and you're like, dude, just stop. You know, like get out of there.
Get out of
Do not
there.
trust them.
Why'd you walk in with them in the first place?
Yes, exactly. He's like, you know what it was? Is I think he won a lawsuit because one of the jailers, one of the like corrections officers, put him in a position to get raped or whatever for whatever reason. So I guess because he was uppity or something. Who knows? But you know, look, a nonprofit got made out of it, so good on you. You know, I'm glad those guys helped make the world better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball, good dude.
I mean, he brought awareness.
Exactly.
It's all about awareness.
Because then there would just be some other guy that wasn't a good writer.
Yeah.
Being
And plus, we wouldn't have
manhandled.
punk music.
Yeah. And, you know,
It would have just been hair metal 2. Electric Boogaloo.
dodgeball just doesn't sound the same.
You lost me.
Well, baseball, dodgeball.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, you can't dodge, you know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he couldn't.
yeah, exactly. Because you will get a swift kick. And then he'll run the bases on you. And then it'll be like that punk sound. You know that kickball kick sound? Yes, that's it. That was good. Yeah. Ever the impressionist, even of inanimate objects. You guys want to hear an interesting story?
I mean, I don't know that last one. I don't know if you
It's
could top
way better
it.
than the last one.
All right. All right. We'll go with it.
So I was in improv class, you know, because I'm improving.
Because you're 14% funnier than the last episode.
I believe-
28% from the 2.
Yeah.
So well done.
Yeah. I mean, it's really skyrocketing. And as you can tell, it's really improved the content of the show. So we're all laying in a circle on the ground with the lights out. Because
Okay.
that's what you pay the money for. And we're looking up at the ceiling and going around the circle. And there's things that they call mind melding, which is where you both say the same word at the same time, but you have to use like the clues of the last 2 people that came up. So like if
Okay.
2 people came up and they said like sun and moon, and then, you know, the next 2 people come up and say,
Stars.
yeah, exactly. That would be a mind meld. this one's a little different. So it just keeps going around in a circle. And it's kind of a stream of consciousness. So everybody says something different, like the next word, the next word, the next word. So it's just kind of off the top of your head based upon the last one that somebody said. So it was going around the circle and somebody was saying like, you know, sunshine. And then the next person says beach. And then the next person says sand. And then the next person next to me says chafing. And I go, and they come to me and I'm like, lubricant. And so everybody starts cracking up because I'm like, I can't think of anything else. I wasn't trying to go for that. I'm like, I guess I could have baby powder. I don't know. Lubricant's way more on the forefront. So the girl next to me is just cracking up, and she's like, I can't follow that. And I said, take your time, you'll get it. You know, and so then they started cracking up even more because only like a few people close to me heard me say, just take your time, you know. And then so funny, everybody moves on. So then they say, okay, reverse the, you know, what it was going the opposite direction for some reason. And somebody said like lettuce and then carrots. And then the girl next to me that said, I can't follow that, said cucumber. I'm like, lubricant. There was just this time where I'm like, how is this the same thing? So it was definitely a good setup. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but so at the end of our so everybody started cracking up again, and you know, it was a whole to do.
Sounds like you were the winner.
There's no winners and losers, but there's definitely standouts. And it's all, you know, one of the cool things about improv is like you help other people. So like she set me up for more funny than, you know, if she would have tried to throw a punchline in. Yeah. So at the end of the class, we always do like a little like huddle and do like a, you know, and we were doing a justice or whatever.
Okay.
And of course the teacher's like, well, I think I know what our you know, our outgoing is going to be. And so we all get in there, lubricant. Yeah. So
way to sell it, Steve.
Yeah. And then somebody was like, hey, did you think you're at the beginning of class that your joke would have followed the whole way through the class and be so funny later? So it was a good day.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
You knew.
I guess you never know what resonates with people, but lubricant does.
Always does. Yeah.
Everybody gets that one.
Everybody
Especially
appreciates
Donny.
lubricant. Oh yeah.
Roma's literally like,
Who is this?
how
Donny
do we tie
fellow?
this together? Connect these two seemingly unconnectable.
Oh, good times.
And that's why you're the greatest show on earth, bro.
Where the cobs are corny and the toads are corny. That's right.
Oh. Well done, sir. Well
Thank you.
done.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
That is a lovely shirt you're wearing, Dan. Where may I procure one?
Oh, one of this old thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Where do you get that?
Oh, I got it from
Where?
the sensiblesociopathpodcast.com.
Oh.
I figured out through several attempts that it's not just sensiblesociopathpodcast.com
Mm-hmm.
or sensoc.com.
Mm-hmm.
It is the sensiblesociopathpodcast.com.
Yeah, we couldn't afford
the whole
SenSoc.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same as the email address and the same as on all social medias. So,
But yeah, you know, and I'm looking to make a couple of special orders myself.
yeah. Well, and I think I really want to start. I don't know. I have to figure out how to make graphics or something because I do have shirt ideas. I just don't know how to make them look good. You know, like I think I can do the funny part of them, but the the image that's on the shirt. That's definitely outside my wheelhouse.
I don't know.
I mean,
Was it you or was it Primetime over there who brought forth Stalin?
he did.
Yeah,
See?
but
Eh?
that was very linear because I was trying to.
But you succeeded.
Now I will say I was successful Googling Sylvester Stallone Stalin, and I did find that. So I would say I'm owed quite a debt of gratitude.
God, that girl needs to shave.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
gross.
on the left. The calves on the right are too masculine. You know what I'm saying? Look at the shape of those.
They're, you know, it's not a dude. I mean, why would he be standing on his toes like that?
That's a good point.
I mean, Donnie probably stood on his toes. He's probably pretty light in the loafer, as they say. Yeah, we need to get some hoodies for the middle of
Stand
summer.
on your toes, a better angle.
It's true, yeah.
Okay,
Heels out,
okay.
toes in.
Okay, all right.
And don't forget lubricant.
True story.
Yeah. So, yes, the sensiblesociopathpodcast.com is where you can get your sweet-ass mugs, your T-shirts, your SenSocs, your sweatshirts and hoodies, because it is the season. It will not be 100 degrees out for much longer. And when it is 80 degrees, you're going to be like, oh, it's almost time to buy a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's like 60 degrees, you'll be like, yeah, I should probably order that hoodie.
Mhm.
And then by the time it's like 20 degrees, then it's almost 80 degrees again.
No, right?
So just order them now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Order those
Double
goddamn
up on
hoodies.
them socks for that cold weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Get some for your hands.
Yeah.
Call mittens, stupid.
Okay, I'm only going to ask one more time. Do you have a story from 4th of July, Dan? If you don't have one, just say so.
I don't. I thought I did.
Rova's been
I
accosting
was-
you with stories.
I was
He
Trying.
told me he had a story.
Mhm.
I thought I did.
All right.
I thought I had something to bring. And I'm drawing a blank.
Were you thinking of Donny the Punk?
No.
When you told Rome you had a story?
No.
Okay, well, I
No.
just thought maybe.
No.
Just thought maybe that was it.
Well,
You know, if there's a...
I'm a disappointment.
Do you want to see something cool?
Sure.
Depends.
Oh, yes. So, Roma, you know how you love the Navy and you love bombs?
Oh, yeah, I love them.
Pretty much your favorite, probably.
Yeah, probably.
So, the U.S. Navy now has what is it? 40,000 pound bomb, and it caused a 3.4 magnitude earthquake in Florida when they erupted it off sea,
Wow.
off the coast. Yeah, so if you want to maybe make that bigger, yeah. That lady's loud.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Poseidon's gonna be mad.
I wonder if any fish got hurt.
Wow, I can't believe that caused an earthquake.
And that is how you get rid of a coral reef. I bet you that surf is going to be awesome
Right?
Yeah.
for realsies.
Not for play.
Not for play, Roma. Nary for play. So, I wonder if that's bigger than the MOAB. Will you look up the MOAB, Roma, and just see what the weight of the MOAB is? Because I feel like that was like 20,000 or something. So I don't know if that's twice the size. But you see, the problem with explosives is that, yeah, it's not even. It's not even. It's 18,700 pounds. That is over twice the size of the MOAB, the mother of all bombs
Wow.
that they used in Afghanistan, I believe. Do you want to look up that MOAB video? I think we've shown it on here once before. but
U.S. drops mother of all bombs.
do the raw video, the one below it.
Oh, hold on one second.
Are these guys, let's
It's black and white.
yeah,
It's like
they probably-
infrared or something.
Yeah, they probably dropped it at night. You know,
I mean, it's still a big plume of smoke.
you'd probably still hit whatever, even if they were out on doing chores or, you know,
Sweeping the porch.
I'd probably be at Wendy's because you can get a spicy chicken sandwich and a classic, a Dave's classic, 2 for $5 bones.
Really?
I believe so. I mean, usually you can. I would go in there and demand it if they didn't. I'd be like, when are they going to start that? Well, can't we just start that now? Are you the manager? Greg? Like, I'll throw this goddamn Frosty right in your face.
Well, if it's Phil, you bring Phil in here now.
I don't know how many maroon colored polos you got back there, but you're about to need one. Greg. So the 40,000 pound U.S. Navy bomb, twice as big as the old shitty MOAB. Maybe before they, I guess he'd be the father of all bombs. So the FOAB?
Yeah. FOAB.
Mm-hmm. Or Baby Daddy? B-Doab? Baby Daddy of all bombs? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I think this has been a really great show.
I hope so.
You've been eyeballing me all night, Dan.
Well, I don't know where else to look. Can you tell? I mean, I don't know if my eyes are open enough on screen.
Mhm. It's true.
I could actually be looking over here. You never know.
Have you guys seen my John Wick Excommunicado shirt that I wear occasionally?
Possibly.
I think I might have worn
No.
it to your wedding
Did you?
Did you?
because I'm fancy. Yeah.
Well, you are sensible.
I mean,
Mhm.
you didn't go to his wedding, but.
Yeah, that wedding we had.
Well, I thought we weren't going to talk about our wedding, Steve.
Mm-hmm. So I've got it recognized twice in, like, I think the past 2 times I've worn it, somebody has recognized it. One of them at a deli, and it was just like a young girl, like maybe 20 years old, you know, somewhere right around there. But she's like, "Is that a John Wick shirt?" Because it just says excommunicado and it's got like a bullet and then 2 guns facing opposite directions.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that shirt. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like,
How do you know that?
yes. Yeah, I was very skeptical because I've had the shirt
Do you
for
have a
months.
pencil?
What's that?
Do you have a pencil? If not, then we're fine.
With the fucking pencil. So, but it was really cool because she, you know, she really loved the movie, and we just like BS'd, and she's like, "Oh, my parent." I'm like, "You must have cool parents." I was like, "Cause you should not be a John Wick fan, being just a 20-year-old girl." And I guess her parents named her after. She said, "I'm named after the movie Alien."
Oh.
I said, "Riley?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, that's legit." I was like, "All right."
That's pretty cool.
So I was actually thinking about it. I was like, maybe I should go back there and ask her to be on the podcast because like we had a really great conversation just about nothing, but she just seems like a total aberrant. I don't know.
Riley?
Yeah. From or sorry, Ripley?
Ripley.
Ripley. Yeah. Sorry. So anyways, I was just thinking about it because I was like, that's weird that you run into somebody because no one had ever even recognized the shirt before. So obviously she is, you know, she's in the know in some way. So then I went to Best Buy, and this older guy just was like, "Great shirt," and this was just today.
Interesting.
Just like, I'm like, you are only the second person in maybe 8 months that has mentioned anything about this shirt, said anything.
Yeah, and you
He's
had
like,
two of
"Oh."
them back to back.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know exactly what it is.
I love it when that happens, though. Yeah, you'll have something forever, or, whatever. I get that with my hair a lot. Like
Mhm.
I'll have my hair done, nobody say anything, and then within like a week there'll be like 10 people be like, "Oh, I love your hair."
Mm.
It's the same all the time, but
Yeah, you're walking through a cancer ward and like they're just like, "Oh, where'd you get your wig?"
I
You know?
actually had somebody one time say, "Your hair's so perfect. It was so perfect, it almost looks fake." I was like, "Thanks."
You- That would be
Yeah, I just pull it off.
yeah, and there's hair underneath. You're like, what?
The same hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's got a hat and it's got the same bags and stuff under it. Yeah. Man, life would be so much funnier if we just got to be as funny as we wanted.
What's your thing down there?
Oh, yes. Papercraft. So, when you're training as an assassin, you've got some time to fill,
Okay.
because it can't all just be killing and stalking, right?
You
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
So I've decided to take up. Oh, also I got into a different program than Roma, but equally excited. Can't tell you anymore.
Okay.
So
Why are there no pencils on the desk, Steve?
absolutely. So there are. There's these. Everybody knows that I started the painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Professionally, pretty much.
Super exciting.
Yeah. And so everyone's been like so impressed that I'm like, oh, I better do other stuff too. And one of the things that I saw was that you can buy these kits, and they are a like papercraft kit where you cut up something and make it into, whatever you purchased it to look like.
Hopefully, yeah.
Ideally.
Oh, that hurt.
And so what I get is this, I think it's like about 25 sheets. I think it was actually 20 of thick kind of construction paper, cardboardy, sort of like a Macy's box, kind of that thickness.
Okay.
A little
Okay.
thinner than that. But it starts off from super intricate, and so you cut the shapes into, polygons,
Okay.
Okay.
diagonal things and other obtuse and acute angles and such.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quadrilaterals.
Whoa.
I think that's one.
Now you're speaking too much.
Yeah. Parallelograms.
Okay. Now I get it.
So basically you're just cutting and bending paper, and your hands are bloody claws when you're done.
Okay.
And you're gluing them together, and you're holding them together till your fingertips stick. And then you realize that you're just peeling glue off of your fingers incessantly. And then you're, when you're like washing your butthole and stuff, like a little thing of glue will roll off. And you'll be like, I almost just glued my asshole shut, So it's a pretty risky thing.
It sounds risky.
Yeah. But if you stick with it, if you have the fortitude. Now, this isn't done yet. I wasn't planning on rolling this out. But,
Ooh.
yes, it's a
Wow.
it's a lion guy, and he's smiling.
Turn it sideways.
Well, and
Wow.
if you look inside there, I don't know if it's,
No, you can see it.
yeah. Is it focusing on all the tiny numbers?
Oh, you could see that there's writing, but I don't know
Yeah.
if you could see that there's numbers.
So each one of those is a fold and a glue seam and it's pretty damn ridiculous. But once it gets done, it should have a full mane and then hang on the wall, and then I think you can puppet it or something. I don't know.
You gonna put it up there to your MAGA?
I don't know.
Your MAGA Mufasa?
I kind of like that one better than the other cardboard So I might put that one actually like in my quarters, where the ladies go, where those punk bitches reside. Know what I'm saying?
After Donnie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I'm recommending to people, you can get that kind of stuff on Amazon. Get a good pair of scissors. Get yourself some quick drying, clear crafter's glue.
Okay.
Which is what I do. I got the Elmer's variety. It's like $3 a bottle. You can buy the $10 stuff, but you'll really glue your butthole shut with $10 glue. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And then I also was able to play doctor and help someone today, or not today, but a couple days ago, because our brother Joe called us, and his girlfriend had smashed her head really bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So she was, didn't like, no unconscious, no nothing, but I mean, split her scalp open and was bleeding and just, a little panicky, hyperventilating and stuff because she had some numbness in her fingers. And I said, okay, well, is it both sides and all this stuff? And, I know some stuff about science stuff. And so I said, usually hyperventilation is what causes that.
The numbness,
numbness in your
tingling,
fingers.
yeah.
And that's why they give you like the bag in the old cartoons. They would show you like breathe it into the bag. Because when you hyperventilate, you let go of too much carbon dioxide.
Oh, okay.
Carbon dioxide, yeah. So you're retaining that by inhaling, your exhaled breath.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's not something that they generally kind of teach you anymore, I guess, or it's not well known. But I think everything was all right with her, but it's a lot bloodier and scarier. Like when you hit your scalp.
Well, yeah, it hurts really bad, and your scalp bleeds a lot.
A lot. So a lot of first-time parents, their kid will run into a coffee table or something and just split their scalp, and it just bleeds like crazy.
Or you're trying to play cowboy with your brother who got a cowboy set for Christmas.
Are you Wyatt Earp or Doc Holliday?
He was trying to be Sam Elliott in whatever movie he chose to be in. Gotcha. And you only thinking that, hey, a red brand new bathrobe is awesome, and your brother says, no, I'm playing by myself. And so you're like, all right, I'll entertain myself.
Wait, were you Ric Flair? The Nature Boy?
And you decide that on a smooth cement basement floor that you're going to take your bathrobe belt and you're going to try and jump rope because you don't have a jump rope. And you go hup 1, hup 2, hup 3, and then you end up with a scar right in the middle of your forehead.
You want to know how I got this scar? Just jump roping with my back.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. But yes, head injuries. I know about at least one.
Didn't you knock yourself out?
Yeah, for a small amount of time, and then I just sprayed blood all over the place.
Well, I mean, it was good that it was a red robe.
Oh yeah, no, didn't have to worry about the color washing out.
Now what? Now why? Okay. I'm assuming you were nude other than the robe.
No.
Okay, it's a way better story if you are. Now, was this like the basement in Butterfly Effect?
No.
The basement with the video camera where the things that happen.
No. Nice try, but no.
I almost got you in the
No.
making of. Well, I won't say the words, but
somebody. Yeah, no.
Making videos.
I got you.
Yeah, your uncle or whomever. And so, how did you hit your head when you were upright? What transpired?
The bathrobe belt caught on my feet.
And literally held your feet up while you rotated.
Smack.
Okay. All right.
Caught my feet. Smacked face first.
You must have been a big-headed, little-bodied kid. The pivot point of his body is literally his neck. It completely counterbalanced. The fulcrum was his Adam's apple, his underdeveloped Adam's apple. You do have a long neck, though, so I could see how that thing could topple it.
True story.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a kid, so Six Flags, Great Adventure. There was literally Six Flags, and then I understood. So Great Adventure was the water park aspect of it, and Six Flags was the amusement park aspect of it. And so we would go there on school trips, and I think we went there with our families a couple times, but it was kind of like every year you would go to the
one way or another.
Yeah. You go with your class, and then your
I went with friends in high school and stuff.
Roma had friends.
With cars.
Yeah. Well, I remember my friend Jamal, I gave him my pizza, the rest of my pizza, because I didn't have any money.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's very generous of you.
Of James and Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I would ride the rides, so they had, this was back in the day when they had the Great American Scream Machine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to bring up a video of the Great American Scream Machine, Roma? And then they also had the Viper. And they also, it was either the Viper or the Sidewinder. One of the two. Might have been Sidewinder. And then there was the Batman ride. And my head was so big that when I would ride this Great American Scream Machine, I would not be able to hold my head up because of this, like the G forces of, I believe it was 8 concentric loops.
So was the Great American Scream Machine the same as Rolling Thunder?
No, Rolling Thunder was the old wooden roller coaster.
Because this looks old and wooden.
Yeah, and this is in Georgia, Roma.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It said Six Flags.
Yeah, in Georgia.
Oh, over Georgia. I didn't know there was more than one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
There we go.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. I think by David Ellis. Oh,
Thanks,
he's
David.
into Rollercoasters and YouTube videos. Yep, that's it.
Is that the one?
Yep. Because I remember that whatever that thing is next to it. I think it's a
It like drops you.
parachute drop.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. Does it have any sound to it? Roma, you know how much I love people screaming. God, that sound is so terrifying. Because you know what's coming.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to break.
Yeah, I don't think they have this anymore.
Probably
I think
not.
it hurt too many people. Oh my God.
Yes, I so remember this.
So there's so many goddamn loops. So many loops. Okay, so there's one. And so I could not hold my head up through that. So my head is just... So there's 2. So there's 3.
Well, this guy's holding his composure.
Yeah. I mean... That thing's legit. Yeah, so here, think of my giant head and me not being able to control it. It's bashing into to both sidebars. Yeah, so I'm just like, whoa, the whole time. Yeah. And then we get done, and I'm like,
Oh, I suck. I didn't transition.
Yeah.
We'll just play in the background.
Mm-hmm. And then look up. It's either Sidewinder or Viper, and that's the one that does. It's a spinning roller coaster. Instead of doing over the top loop de loops, it does corkscrew.
So Sidewinder or Viper?
Yeah, it's one of the two. If Six Flags. Yeah. Yeah, just put Six Flags Vipers Sidewinder. Yeah. Were you a big roller coaster guy, Dan?
I had been on one at a place called Lagoon.
Okay, yeah.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Probably similar. Yeah, you could just go through the... No, this is...
That's not it?
Maybe it is. Yeah, just keep going. Because it's got this whole encased, like, tunnel thing where it just does freaking loop-de-loops through... all the way through it. Do we have sound? Or... these people are not holding it together quite as well.
Yeah, old Dave, he knew how to handle it.
Well, I just remember being on the Rolling Thunder, and that thing was horrifying because it was wooden, and he felt like it was going to shake apart any second.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was way scarier than any of these.
Just looking for that...
The tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, because it looks very similar. It looks like kind of the same sort of.
I don't see a tunnel.
It might be coming. It's sort of towards the end and sort of low to the ground, I think. That was. Oh, did it glitch out or?
No, I was just looking for it.
Yeah, because it was something like this. But it was. Yeah, but that was basically it was more doing barrel rolls rather than loop-de-loops. So once again, for a large-headed, weak-necked young man like myself, it was a challenge.
That's pretty funny.
You guys ever seen the bumper cars? Shit. Bumper boats?
I still don't think anything holds up to Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, no, Rolling Thunder was my favorite roller coaster of all.
Well, and it didn't have the thing that went over your shoulder, and so it just had like a lap bar, and it was just wood, and it would just like rattle and shake, and it was horrifying.
Those are my favorite ones, honestly. Like all the technologically advanced ones with all the G-forces and the loop-de-loops.
They're too safe.
It's just too much. I want the old school, get scared.
Like you feel like you're gonna die at any second.
Yeah. That a fire could break out on the roller coaster.
Yeah, burn the whole thing down while you're on it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You could be scared and burnt at the same time. And you could lose your keys.
Yeah, losing your keys would be the worst part of it all.
That's the shittiest part about doing anything like that, is you're like, okay, how many fanny packs can I wear?
And then at that point, are they still considered a fanny pack?
I mean, if you got them all the way around, I'd say that's a utility belt, my friend. You want to look cool? Get yourself 3 or 4 fanny packs. And
I've got a dad joke for you.
okay.
One time, I made a belt out of completely out of watches. It was a real waste of time.
Pretty meta, Roma. Waste.
The guy at my work told me that the other day, and I'm like, "Wow, you made a belt out of watches? How'd you do that?" And he goes, "It was a dad joke." I was like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
And then I laughed for a really long time because it actually was pretty funny.
You should just be like, fuck you. Fuck you.
We're at the end of the show.
We are at the end of the show. Well, I'd like to plug Colonel E.H. Taylor.
Was it Colonel?
Colonel. So thank you everyone for checking us out. One of the things that we were going to talk about was I like videos that are inappropriate for YouTube. These videos, are not, somehow we'd have to censor it so that either we would do it on the show and make fun of it on the show and then not show the video, but then we would put it on Patreon with the video on there. So we could do that, and that would entice people to get a membership to our Patreon. And if you're a Patreon, subscriber, we would have these extra content for you and risque content. You want to see some nice cockball torture, huh, Grandma? Hey, give us the fucking money.
You're willing to give it to the fake jewelers on those late night shows.
Exactly.
Kick some
QVC,
towards the sensible sociopath.
HSN. Yeah. You think Suzanne Struthers, Sally Struthers needs your money? Sure, we all do. So we'll probably set that up for next time, and we'll do some of that video. So we'll have some interesting content. We'll see if people like it, and put some more stuff up on our Patreon. So please, and thank you. Go to patreon.com/the Sensible Sociopath Podcast, and you can subscribe and support the show, and you get some extra content there. Also, the Sensible Sociopath Podcast.com, where you can get all of our merchandise. You can watch our videos. You can do all sorts of stuff on there. But mostly just merch and some cool stuff about us. You can follow us on Instagram at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast.com. You can follow us on every major podcasting platform. You can get our audio. Subscribe to our audio. Please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Play or Apple Podcasts, and subscribe here on YouTube, Rumble, or BitChute, wherever you're watching it, just so you're always up to date with our things and our things.
Thank you again for having me on.
It's been a great time. I think we've had some big laughs. We've learned. We've loved.
That's about it.
Yep. Where the cobs are corny and the toads are horny.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, everybody.
Next Friday.
Bye.
Best podcast in the world.
The world would not be the same.
I like it.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
Few people laughed. Few people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Rama, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening to...
The Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is gonna love it. Millennials are gonna be like, I'm offended.
You have offended me.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
In that order?
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
I mean, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about tartar sauce.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I'd like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina.
Daniel!